You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the June 5th meeting of the Michigan City Fire Merit Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaporte.county.org.
Call the order of the Michigan City Fire Merit Commission. We stand and pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call of officers. Our president's not here today, Mike Nyla, so Vice President Fred Adrian, I'm here. Let's see, Secretary Treasurer.
Doug Beege, present.
Our lawyer.
Tommy Kolovic, present.
Greg Deutsche, present.
I said attorney. Corey?
Corey Schaffner.
Okay. Let's move it on here. Let me see. Approval of last month's meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the May 1st, 2023 Michigan City Fire Merit Commission meeting.
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Let's see. Communication or claims. Is there anything? None? Report from the City Council representative.
She's not here.
Report from the Commission attorney.
Apparently Mr. Nyla did send to Mr. Beege, there were some changes from the Indiana General Assembly that I'm going to have to look into, so I will do that about the age.
Oh, as far as the applicants?
Correct.
Okay.
So I did not receive this email. So this, Mr. Beege just gave it to me about 5 minutes ago, so I will look into that.
Right.
Next month, okay?
I've seen it on my email too, about half an hour before I got here.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, we can look into that.
The amendment to the ordinance.
Report from the,
The range of the age to 40.
Correct, from 36 to 40.
Before your 40th
This is
birthday.
before age 40.
That's cool.
And that 35 an hour.
is that from the state?
That's state, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to change our rules in order to
Have to amend our ordinance.
make a same thing, which we've got kind of do that. Okay, report from
You guys make 90.
local union 475.
Yeah.
If they stay as long as some of these guys have now, they'd be 90, right, Mr. Steinborn?
Maybe, but you still gotta be going by a certain.
Oh.
Yeah, as you guys have mentioned, yeah, I think it was Senate Bill 185, I think it was.
Correct.
185.
Senate Bill 185, I believe it was signed into law. It raises the maximum age for an applicant. They gotta be on the job, accepted by PERF, all that by their 40th birth, before their 40th birthday. Right now, it's before the 36th birthday. It's
Or
basically,
36.
now you could be 35 in 364 days and get on the job.
Okay.
Now it's 39 in 364 days. And Mr. Deutscher,
Yes, sir.
maybe be pleased with this, since he's been hammering me over this. We had a couple meetings with the chief's office. We had a meeting today and kind of hammered out the last little bit of details. So got copies for everybody. These are some of the changes we're wanting to make in the ordinance. Obviously, some things can be, I got one more for you. Obviously, we're gonna have to go through, make sure everything's legal, blah, 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 all that stuff. But these are some of the changes we want to make.
Thank you.
And I'm sure the chief is going to ask you guys tonight, we'll set up a meeting to go over with you guys and see how everybody is with everything, where we all stand with this. Hopefully, make some changes and update some things. That's really about it for us right now, I think. I think that's like our biggest thing, yeah. Got our changes, we're ready to meet whenever, I guess.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Coordinate all that with the chief's office.
Right, we've got time, right? Okay, report from the Fire Chief Legault.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna start off with our May incident breakdown. We had 12 fires, 332 rescue/emergency medical calls, 8 hazardous conditions, 7 service call, 49 good intent calls, 1 false alarm, false call, and 3 Narcans were used during the month of May. So our total number of incidences was 411. Our June anniversaries, driver operator Steve Stinley with 33 years. Assistant Chief James Young with 33 years. Assistant Chief Michael Orzak, 28 years. Captain Fire Marshal Jeff Bruder, 27 years. Captain Joe Zerb, 16 years. Driver operator Leo Materano with 11 years. And like Mr. Taylor said, we met today, hashed out a bunch of stuff, and I think we have a final copy that we need to go over with you guys and our, I see Councilwoman Deitch showed up, and we're gonna talk to everybody and try and schedule a meeting here in the next week or two, to your guys' convenience, to present this to you and go over it, see what we can accomplish.
And if I could jump back in real quick, looking on this, I forgot to mention, and realizing that she's here, we're going to get up with the, whoever, you'll see on your lateral transfer program, we're working on doing some lateral transfers so we can get more people, because we know at least several people that are wanting to put applications in here, maybe lateral transfer. So that's something we're looking at also. I don't know if that would be anything that has to do with the ordinance. I think that, personally, I think it's more of a city issue with council and stuff. And then we work out the specific details of what, you know, seniority, stuff like that would be a contractual issue. So I don't know if that would have anything to do with you as a commission. And if it does, we're letting you know now, because I see that it's on here, it says create new section lateral transfer program. So we're trying to work on getting that going so we can open it up to more people.
You're talking about another department from another city.
Yeah, like they can, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's, a lot of departments have that.
Right.
Each department has that. I know people are interested in coming, a couple are interested in coming back. I got people, talked to people at convention last week, they would be willing to come. So that would help with applicants and so on and so forth. It would be nice to get some people like that that are already trained, already done everything.
Right.
They're just ready to go from day one.
It makes it more appealing for them to come to
Right.
us.
Right.
We give them basically, their longevity is what it's geared towards. Like if somebody has 10 years on a department, they can come here and they'll still have that 10 years of longevity.
As far as for what, for retirement?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah.
well, for pay and food.
Okay, right. But I'm talking about as far as a person like bumping another guy that's on a job.
That's the
Those are the
details we
things
have to
we
work out.
Right. Because, you know, if you're an operator,
Probably not gonna happen, it's probably not gonna happen.
well, yeah, I understand that.
But it's mainly for pay issues. So if a guy
Right.
comes in, he'll be making what he would make at a 10-year mark here, or something like that. Those are the finer details.
That is retirement, of course.
But that's through the state.
That's already through the state, so.
Right.
it'd be-
Once he's at perf, that's state. So he'll come here and he'll have his perf time. He'll basically starting over here in a different way.
You know, that's only natural, yeah.
But those are the smaller things that we're gonna have to work out. We just need to get it approved if we can do a lateral transfer program. And then we work out the details of that.
Yeah.
Michigan City PD put it in, I believe, last year.
Yeah, we've
2022.
received a couple already,
Yeah.
and it is about their longevity, but they don't bump anybody.
Okay, that's the main thing I was worried about, yeah. You've got a guy working here 20 years, and all of a sudden somebody comes in 21 years and bumps him.
No.
Right.
They wouldn't want that.
No, I understand, but we'll make sure
We
it's,
want them.
right. As
Yeah,
long as they understand that.
oh, yeah.
Thank you. I thought about that when I saw it, and I forgot to say that. You'll see that on there, and that's what we're talking about by a lateral transfer program.
Okay.
So I believe, no,
Oh, good.
okay, I believe Commissioner Deutscher mentioned already, the only other thing I need to bring up is the testing. I'm assuming you're gonna bring it up, this when I was gone. The testing for the new applicants.
Testing for new applicants is going to be postponed till next month. We'll make the decisions on the date because we're unsure of the amount of tests we have available. And a timeline to get the test. So we'll make all those decisions at next month's meeting.
You'll set the dates next.
Next week, we'll be ready to set the dates.
Gotcha. That was my only other question as of right now.
I think we have to set a date for the ladder climb testing. I think Mike mentioned that in the email.
That will set those at the next meeting.
Next meeting, okay. We do it when it's nice out.
Something else I was gonna ask you, I forgot what it was, now, it'll come to me later on.
And I believe it was, you mentioned 48 applicants?
Yes, I think.
48?
48 applicants. There are some applicants that are over 35.
Okay.
And that was one of the questions, I think there's 2 or 3 of them, I think there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard there was almost 50 or 51, so that would be,
Right.
There's some that are over 35, and so then we'll have to see if we're going to try to change the ordinance, or it's going to, another discussion for next.
Well, if the state's changed, I mean, you know, we should follow the state.
Right, but I'm not sure how long that procedure takes to
Right.
change the ordinance.
We can get it on the next agenda.
We should have that done within a month, shouldn't we?
We can get it on the
next agenda for the, beyond the
second
20th.
meeting, and then we can do a second and third meeting early in July.
We could have a meeting before that and get it squared away and getting everything, the whereas and as is, and then after that, get it printed up.
I have a question. If it's already a state law, would you really need to, I mean, I know you gotta change your ordinance,
Right.
but would these people still be able to apply, being that it is state law now? We know things gotta catch up, like you have to have a meeting, get it changed, the ordinance, all that stuff.
It depends on how it's stated in the ordinance. If it spells out the age in the ordinance, or it just refers to the state.
It actually spells it out in the ordinance.
Does it?
54-153, it does spell it out, the minimum age and maximum age.
But you can still get them on the list and go through the process.
That's what I was wondering, if you still do that.
To do it for the, technically,
We're talking
so,
about a month's time.
right,
Probably by the end of July, we want it.
oh, it'll be done by the end, it'll be done before then, before the
if
end
you wait
of
till
July.
July to set it, it had to be in August before you probably do it. I don't know.
And then to the end of August, or the end of July, 1st of August, because we're gonna probably move it right along.
Okay.
But the ordinance would have to be changed because we have to follow state law.
Okay, it will be done before the end
Correct?
of
That's the
July.
attorney question.
That's somebody's to answer.
Well, I think that, I mean, yeah, we have to change it because we're more restricted with the state law.
Yeah, but being that we have applicants, we have to change it before that test, otherwise we would be,
I don't think that's necessarily true because the state law.
that's why I'm asking you,
We're
you're
more
the attorney.
we're more restrictive, so we can't be more restrictive than the state law.
Right, but I'm just
So the
saying,
state law is what controls regardless of the ordinance.
okay, so they could come back on us if we said, oh, you guys can't because it's in our ordinance.
No,
The state law will automatically supersede
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay, so we need to let them apply. Okay,
Answers our question.
yep.
but we'll still get it changed, just so that it matches.
So, yeah. So we don't create another discrepancy between the two.
But I understand that you can be more strict than the state ordinance. You just can't be more lax. And I think that's, the case for that would be, is the state ordinance says you can retire at 70. This Michigan City says 65. We have to be off the job before our 65th birthday, but with the state, it's by your 70th birthday. So see, now, that becomes more restrictive, more strict than the state ordinance. You know what I mean? It would be more lax if we said we can stay at 75. So if you didn't change this, you're being more strict, you know what I'm saying? If the state says, well, you can get on before your 40th birthday, but if you don't change it, you're still within your rights when it gets down to it, because you're being more strict, you're not being
You
lax.
can't have it both ways.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I understand. I agree with you.
We're saying by the way they were wording what they were saying was, well, you have to follow the state law. Or obviously not, by letting people stay on, by making people leave by their 65th birthday.
Well, it also depends on what the state statute says.
True, there's loopholes all through.
Well, yeah, some statutes say you can be more restrictive or less restrictive in the statute itself.
Yeah.
I haven't read it,
So that's why I'm asking, because I know we are more restrictive, more strict in that way. So I'm just saying it's how how you interpret, how you look at that as to, do you really have to let a 38-year-old apply? So I'm just saying, it's something to look at.
Yeah.
Have we had anybody challenge the 65 years?
To what extent, I don't know. I know it has, but to what length, I'm not sure on that one. So I believe some people have argued.
There was one, I don't, like you said, I don't know the extent of it, but we did have one gentleman that we heard was going to contest it, but I don't know if he ever did. This was quite a few years ago.
And nothing's ever come to
Not when I
my
was up here,
attention.
no.
We got one coming up in 2 years.
That guy's getting close.
Well, that's why there's some claw marks on some doorways where they're trying to hold on.
You can't
I'm just saying, that's another way to look at that, there's some way to look
No
into
branch when you left.
it. So, yeah, that was my thing. I was just curious.
So, real quick, back to, I guess, what's a good time to meet with you guys and our councilwoman Deitch here to go over these proposed ordinance changes? What's your schedule? As long as we got everybody here.
Well, I don't know when's Mike coming back. He-
Something like in the middle of the month or
No, he'll be back next week.
Next week, let's say tentatively, let's do it so the whole council can get together, I mean, the commissioners get together, and, I mean, I'm all for it, but still, we gotta get, everybody's gotta be on the same, you
On
know,
the 13th, I'll be back, he said.
13th? Well, what day of the week is that, roughly?
13th is a Tuesday next week.
Tuesday?
What's your schedule? You're gonna do the one.
No, I'm probably more flexible. I would say, is there a way that I can get those in advance?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because at least for our ordinance changes, that's what we're.
yeah.
These are what's,
I haven't seen the final copy, but we discussed it today, and I'm assuming that's most always the ones you're watching. I'll look it over, but yeah, we were real close anyway to begin with, and we hashed out a few things today, and I think we're,
any day after 3 o'clock is fine with me.
Yeah. As long as you guys get together, just let me know, and I can be here.
well, it'd be great to,
The 15th?
Councilwoman Deitch is looking at her schedule right now.
I got 4 o'clock,
Maybe 4 o'clock on the 15th?
What day?
board meeting, we probably won't be done by until 6. I don't want to be at 6.
Uh-oh, that's a phone call.
You said he gets back on the 13th?
Yeah, he gets back into town on the 13th, so probably 13th probably wouldn't be a good day if I'm back in town.
Yeah, I got a meeting that night.
Well, if anybody cares, I'm probably gonna be going all day.
I'll go to next week.
What about the next week?
The following week is probably better.
Wednesday, the 21st, at 4?
Yep. Works for
Mhm. Does that work for everyone? 21st?
Greg, when's Mike getting back, you say?
13th,
13th?
So then we'll be here.
21st.
24th, I thought.
24th? 21st?
21.
What time?
4.
21st. So we're gonna have to get it, I'm sorry.
Wednesday? I would assume here.
They'd have to
Sure.
run their meeting,
4
the
p.m.?
first meeting in, August.
No problem.
August 21st, what time?
July, July or August?
June
June,
21st.
June, okay, June.
What time? Did you say 5?
4.
4. All right.
I have a question for you. How many firemen we have? What, 81 now?
I'm sorry, what?
We have 81 firemen
Yeah.
on duty? Is that our, well, I mean, on the roster?
We got 79, number 80 starts Monday, and then shortly after 81 will be started,
Okay, so is that our cap?
Yes,
unless you change it to,
Right, but I mean, technically,
yes.
you can't go, but a few years ago, wasn't it, was 85, about 10, 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago?
actually, I think it was 85, like 5 years ago.
5 years ago?
For the Safer Grant.
Yeah.
And you guys had something to do with overtime and stuff like that?
Yeah, we got a Safer Grant, went from 79 to 85, and then at that point, the Safer Grant expired, and the current mayor allowed us to keep 3 of the 6 that we had added, so like I said,
Does that cover everybody then? What if somebody, a couple guys get sick or something, you know? Then somebody's gotta work overtime.
Overtime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else? Old business? How about new business? Public comments? Commissioner comments?
And I just wanted to mention, it'll be a week from today that will be the 50-year anniversary of the Inferno that destroyed the Pullman railcar shops. And I think anybody who was around here back then remembers that night really, really well. This is proof why we gotta have good working fire engines and fire trucks and equipment to handle that. They said the wind was blowing out the south that day, or else we'd had another great Chicago fire on our hands. So that was, it comes off of monon.org. Stuart Micker took that picture. Everybody standing along the H, just watching it burn. It was June 13th, 1973. So a week from today, that'll be the 50-year anniversary.
I remember that date. I was coming home from work.
And they said
smoke
around
me.
the county, you can see it burn. They
I lived on Felton Street at the time. They changed us around. Wouldn't let us go to the north end of town, we had to go around the south end.
So it was at the car shops that actually closed and they were converted over to warehousing. And they were doing some welding. They left like a bolt smoldering, and they all left for the day. And nobody was in there. Nobody got killed or hurt, but it was pretty devastating. Of course, we all know this lighthouse place. Winsky's owned it, and they sold to the developers to build a lighthouse mall. So it's a little history there.
Any other commissioners' comments?
None.
Someone like to entertain adjournment?
My motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
Next meeting date?
So, next meeting, yes, July 10th.
Didn't the last